Hello everyone, I'm going to show you in this video how we converted part of our backyard into a garden. And there's going to be 3 parts in this video. Part 1 is planning and setup. Part 2 on a different video, how did we converted our existing sprinkler system into an irrigation to our vegetable beds. And finally, how we are saving our vegetables from the bunnies. People have different ideas and choices to convert their backyard. Some people like it to be an entertainment area and some people like it to be a garden like us, and others like to add like a pool or like a water feature or something like that. So everyone is different. So the first and foremost is how much space you want to allocate to your garden. And this is my backyard and I did allocate it almost 30%. First mark the area where you want to set up the garden and then measure the area with number of vegetable beds that you want to put in the space. While doing that, you need to be aware of the space between the vegetable beds and the walk area. So I have 8 4x2 beds, 7 4x4 beds, 1 12x3 bed and 1 16x2 bed. You need these measurements to buy the wood. For example, if you are getting a 16-foot long wood pieces, you should know how many wood pieces you need to buy. According to my measurements, I need 18 pieces. Once you are done with this, you need to plan how much of soil and other things that you need to fill your vegetable beds. For that, let me show you an online calculator tool. So this is from gardeners.com website. Here you can go and you can enter the length and width of your bed and the depth as well. So for a 4x4 size bed with 12-inch depth, you need to buy at least 16 cubic feet of soil. So what you see here is Kellogg's raised bed potting mix soil. Each bag is like 2 cubic feet, so you need approximately like 7 to 8 bags per vegetable bed. And the next, you need to visualize what you want to plant where. It all depends on your sunlight and your daylight and your shadow in the garden, depends on the facing direction of your house. And this is what we visualized, and it turned to be like this after 6 months. Yes, we ordered garden planting soil in bulk from the local provider and we moved it into our backyard. The first thing, we removed our Burma grass before we put the soil in the ground. And then we started putting the poles as you see in the video now. I think you can buy these poles and brackets from Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere. I think each cost like $15 I believe. But what I did, I will tell you. I got most of these from the Craigslist sellers. They are really good and it fits in your budget. I think I got each post for $4 or $5. I think it's a good deal. So that's the first thing that you need to do after as part of the planning, where you need to put the post and how you need to make sure to separate your backyard as a garden with the rest of the area. And then I want to seal my garden with all the gaps around the fence areas and other places. So what I did, I got these planks from Home Depot, I think less than $2 a piece, and I attached it with the fence. Also in the garden we added the drain pipes and the drain points for the water to flush out, especially during the rainy season. And try to level your ground as much as you can so your beds can be stable. And let's see now how to attach the fence wire to these posts. So there are 2 types of fence wires you need to buy. One is the regular one, another one is the chicken wires. So I will tell you the reason why we need 2 types. So the regular ones goes as a first one to go on the poles, and you can connect it to your brackets, or you can use the zip ties to attach these wires to the fence. And the next thing is about the chicken wires. The main reason for adding these chicken wires is to protect your garden from the bunnies. And what I did is I tried to attach these wires as another layer to my regular fence wires, what you see in the previous video. So this goes on the bottom so that the bunnies can't jump or they can't dig the hole and come inside your garden. And use zip ties to tie these chicken wires to your fence wires, and I strongly recommend to buy zip ties in bulk especially from Amazon in different sizes. You get in all different types of zip ties like this, and I'm telling you, you definitely need a lot of these zip ties. So next, what I'm showing you now, this is something to protect your garden from the bunnies, especially um, when the bunnies are so smart, they can dig a hole from outside and they can try to come in. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create the fence wire with the sharp edges like your pins, like a ground pins. So this goes as a third layer at your fence, and you need to push it under the ground, so it gives an extra layer of protection to your fence. And next I added a gate to my garden on both the sides. So this is a very simple, easy process. There are several YouTube channels are available, and these are the hardwares you need to buy. It's available at Home Depot. You can do it in different ways. I normally purchase these hardwares, and I used my home tool what I have to cut the wood and join the wood like this in a 90 angle on the corners, and I used that L jointer and screwed it together. And you can see I did put the chicken wires on top of this, and I stapled it very closely so that it's not loose. And these are like simple, no fancy, nothing expensive, the normal stud wood which we use for our construction. I got the same from Home Depot, and these are the hinges that you need to buy in order to open and close your doors, and you can place it in either way, whether you want to close the door inside or you want to open it outside. It's up to you. And try to make sure these chicken wires are stapled properly on these doors, otherwise it's tend to get loose, and there is a lot of chances for your bunnies to get through these holes or the gaps. And then what I want to talk to you about is the lock. You definitely need a lock like this, a very simple lock. This is, I think, $4 or something like that. The wind sometimes is really big in Texas, and the doors can tend to open due to the wind, and those are the times I really had opportunities for the bunnies to get inside my garden. And make it tight and make sure it's all secured. Here what I want to show you, you can see the chicken wires, how it is layered on the top, and it get extended to the fence as well. There is a reason for that. If you do like this as an extension of your fence wire to the fence, actual wooden fence, and you screw the wooden planks to your fence and staple the chicken wire like this will seal even a small gap in your fence, so the bunny has no way they can come in. So I try to seal each and every corner and gap in my garden. And next, I want to talk to you about the beds itself. There is a separate video that I will do how to make these beds, but what I want to show you here, as we planned, as I showed earlier in this video, we did the wooden beds in the size what we need, and you can see the spacing between the beds as well as the walking space. These are mostly for moving your the trailer and all the stuffs inside the garden. Finally, you need to put these sheets under your beds as well as in some of the walking area. Trust me, even after taking the Bermuda grass on day one, after a few months, I think the roots are really strong. It came back. With this kind of protection, what you can do with the commercial graded sheet for weed protector, this helps not to get the sunlight, so the Bermuda grass gets killed when there is no sunlight, and when it is dark it won't grow. So I added 2 layers of protection in my garden with these sheets, and I used pins to staple this in the ground. So finally, the garden, how it was, it changed to be like this. during the summer season, and we really enjoyed, and it survived all 4 seasons with snow, heat and rain. The wood, the beds, everything was good. I hope you all like this video, and as I said, I'm going to make the second part and the third part of this video. The second part is mostly about the irrigation system. Look at this. The sprinkler is converted to be an irrigation for your garden. And as you see in the next video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process. How did we converted this into a sprinkler, automated sprinkler, and every bed has a lock and a release, so that when you don't need water to your bed, you can turn it off. And there are a lot of extensions we did across the garden so that the watering can be done evenly. And the final one is the bunny. Look at this. After doing so much, I have challenges with these babies. The baby bunnies are the most challenging one for you. The big ones like this, if they get inside through the wind when the door opens or something, they can't go out, they get trapped. But the small ones, they have a lot of ways to get out, and I'm going to tell you how to seal all those. Thanks.